Hello, and welcome to the Oily Crafter YouTube video channel. My name is Dr. Greg Medore, Alpha India 5 Hotel Victor, and today we will be talking about checking into the APRS Thursday Net from an AnyTone DMR radio. I've had several people ask me about how can I do this, check in with my radio, as opposed to using another method. So since we had several readers ask for it, that's what we're going to talk about today. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to check the firmware version on the radio. So if we go and click on menu, we scroll down here to settings. Come down here to device info. Notice firmware version right here, 304. Okay. So what I want to show you is in our CPS software and this is for an AnyTone 878UVII Plus. You could use other versions of an AnyTone radio or even other DMR radios to do this with. But today that's the radio we'll be using. Notice D878UV2 version 304. So our CPS software matches. Okay. So the next thing we want to talk about is in today's method we will be using a digital APRS to be able to send that check-in to those servers for APRS Thursday. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Well, let's just bring over the APRS Thursday. So there are a couple of different ways to do this. We can check in using ANSRVR, and then here's our message format. You notice our URL right here is aprsph.net/APRS Thursday. So we can use that. If we use this method to check in, we will be sent subsequent messages for a period of 12 hours unless we issue this command right here as well, sent to the to the same ANSRVR location. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is we use APRS-PH. Now APRS-PH has a very similar format. This right here, just very much like this one right here. Difference is CQ space in your message, and over here we have CQ space, have HOTG space, and then your message. Okay. So what I want to show you is that we are using a dashboard, a Brandmeister, a Skybridge hotspot running WPSD. In this case, I'm running the M17 branch because I enjoy being able to communicate on M17. And right now we are connected to a DMR Brandmeister only. So you can set up your hotspot to where it communicates on all these different modes at the same time. In this particular case, I want to eliminate any possible confusion, conflict, or whatever trying to send these messages. And I achieve that by using profiles. But we're not going to get into that for the purposes of today's video. All right, so let's talk about what we did is we used prefabricated SMS message templates. And you can see here in the CPS software, we've loaded all these different message templates into the CPS software. And then we have subsequently written that to the radio. Right? This makes it much easier to be able to check in. For example, APRS-PH, this is our check-in right here that we need. Actually, we don't need the HOTG, so I could take that out. Okay, I'm going to save that. And let's see if we can get this over here and plug this into the radio so we can write that to the radio, because we definitely don't need that part in our radio there. Say file OK, set COM, COM4, program, write to radio, OK. Other data, goes really quick. All right, we're just going to wait for this to finish writing to the radio right quick. Okay, and while that's booting up there, we're going to come over here and we are going to do that. Okay. We don't need the second subchannel zone on there, so we're just going to turn that off for now. And we've got to wait for the GPS lock to come back. That'll be that guy right there when that GPS lock comes back. So let's show you a couple other things while we're in here. So under optional setting, under digital function, want to point out the SMS format that we want to use is M-SMS. That's the format. There are other formats that are available, but I found that that format works the best. Okay. Now the other thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to log into your Brandmeister account. Okay. Going to go into Brandmeister. Oop. We went to Brandmeister Network, logged in, and we did self-care. Now under self-care, you're telling it what brand you want, Motorola, APRS interval, English. Here's our APRS call sign that we're using. So you want to make sure that that is, in fact, that is set up in your Brandmeister self-care. Okay. Now we can also come in here and we can make sure that we're communicating there, but you can do that if you'd like. Don't have to, but you definitely can. Okay. So with that said, we are ready to check in to the net here. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to come over here to the radio. We're going to hit the green button, menu button here. We're going to come down here to SMS. We're going to do quick text. And then we're going to scroll down here until we find this one, APRS PH CQ. Plug that in. Going to hit select. There's my message. We're going to hit confirm. We're going to say send. And I could go to talk group list, but if I go to talk group list, you notice I've got a lot of talk groups to try and search through. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to do a manual dial. Now on manual dial, what ID am I going to use to plug in there? Well, I'll show you. Under the APRS tab in the CPS software, see this talk group number 310999. That is the one I'm going to use, 310999. Now I am in the United States, so your talk group number in other countries, for example, may vary. But the Brandmeister, the server that I use for Brandmeister is, let me bring that back over here, Brandmeister 3102. So I use the first three digits, 310, and then I add in 999. So I'm going to hit confirm right here. Sending message. Message sent successfully. Okay. Now I'm going to use this other app here. And this is APRS FI on my iPhone. You do not have to use this, but I'm just showing you, if you do, notice, say 1123 and 2035. Well, here's 2035, and you notice you're checked in on 11/23, that's today's date, 2035 Zulu. Okay? So that shows that we are in fact logged in. Now let's come over here to my transmit, on my hotspot, sorry, on my dashboard, and it's showing, for some reason, it's showing that I'm still stuck in transmission. Alrighty. So check that. I'm not sure why that happened, but it did. Always good to double check and make sure. Alpha India 5 Hotel Victor here on Brandmeister. Yeah, and it's not, doesn't look like it's showing it, so it looks like I missed the window to last heard on there. That's okay. Now we're going to wait a bit, and this will show up under APRS PH Net. It will show up in there on that list on the APRS Thursday site. Okay, let me see here. Now I do want to show you, I'm checking on the APRS Thursday site here. A lot of extra gobbledygook there in that deal. Do Alpha India 5 Hotel Victor. Look down through the list. Has the 22nd, does not have the 23rd. That's okay. Just give it a few minutes and you'll be good to go. It will show up on the list. All right, so another method that I can use to check into the net, we'll go to menu again, SMS, quick text, scroll down here, and we can do the ANSI server one, that entry right there, which is this guy right here. So I'm going to hit select. I'm going to hit confirm right here. I'm going to say send. And I'm going to do a manual dial. That talk group number is 310999. I'm going to hit confirm. I'm going to say sending messages. Here's ANSI server there. Okay. Notice you can see right here it received my message, and the timestamp is 1438 received via the net. All right. Now again, if I check in with ANSRVR, if I use that entry, I will continue to receive check-ins by other folks in there that will let me get, if you're interested in the worked all states using the APRS, you would use that particular method, because then you're getting all those contacts back. Potentially people are going to contact you looking to for you to make those connections. So if that's something that you're interested in, by all means use that method. Now if you're checked in, you don't want to do the worked all states via APRS, or you've already done that, and you don't want to receive all that additional traffic, then what you would need to do is you would need to go back, and you would need to then come in here, come into menu, come down to SMS, quick text. You would scroll down. This is so you don't continue to get the messages. There's your message there. You would hit confirm right here. You would hit send, manual dial again, 310999. Then hit confirm. Send successful. and we will look and see. There you go. So I sent the ANSRVR UHOTG, and here it shows it acknowledged and responded back, indicating that that it has in fact sent that message. Okay. There's my message. So let's come over here, and we are going to look at APRS Thursday. We're going to refresh this page here, and we are going to, so we're on APRS Thursday. We're going to, again, we're going to look for my call sign, and it still hasn't showed up yet. Well, you know what? That's okay, because it does take a few minutes for it to register in this system, and we're not during the middle of a Thursday net. We're actually on a weekend, and I'm recording this, so you would potentially see a lot more activity by other people and other check-ins if we were actually doing this on a Thursday. All right. So with that said, we're going to wait until this shows up on the list here, and I'll pause the recording, and we'll wait and see about how long it takes for that to show up on the web page. Okay, so I wanted to show you here. We are now about 26 minutes after we sent the message to check in, and what I want to show you is that if I go to APRS Thursday, and I check in here, I check to see if it's on the web page yet. Okay, what I want to show you is 22nd. We're still, and today's the 23rd. I can show you the time here. Okay, basically 21:02. Okay, well, we were at 20:35 Zulu time. Central time, we're at 3:02 p.m. or 15:02, and when we checked in here, we were at 14:35. So 27 minutes later, it's still not on the website. But if I use this APRS.FI app, it actually showed me in here an acknowledgement back that I am in fact checked in 11:23, that's today's date, and 20:35 Zulu. And you notice, here's the time here, I'm in fact checked into the net. So basically it takes a while for it to show up here on the website. So if you don't get an immediate acknowledgement from the website, or if you're using ANSRVR to check in, it will take quite some time, perhaps even the next day, before it shows up as checked into the web page, or into the net, sorry. So with that, I'm just going to call this a success with regard to being able to check in. And you can, of course, make other connections with using APRS and messaging other folks. In this case, again, we were using digital APRS to make the communication, but there are many other methods. There's analog APRS. Let's say you don't have your radio with you, or let's say you're out of range of cell phone towers, but you can use digital, for example. You could use APRS to be able to send a message and say, hey, I'm out of range, but I'm safe and okay. So with that, I'd like to thank you for watching our video for today. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them here under the video there, and we'll try to get those answered just as quickly as possible. So again, I'd like to thank you for watching today. And my name is Dr. Greg. My call sign is Alpha India 5 Hotel Victor. Again, we want to thank you for watching and hope you have a blessed day today.